Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Skip E Lowe Looks at Hollywood. Today's guest on the show is one of America's great singing sisters, Miss Maxene Andrews from the Andrews Sisters. Also with her, from one of the longest-running Broadway shows, now running the Schubert Theater, the star who sings a wonderful song, Memories, from the play Cats, Miss Kim Criswell. Also with her today, the gentleman, as you've seen him on the Merv Griffin Show, the comedian, Bruce Smirnoff. And now, here he is, man of the half hour, Skip E Lowe.
Maxene, tell me,
What's
you
Skip?
are working alone nowadays, huh?
Yes,
Now-
I have been for the last, about 7, 8 years.
Really?
Yes.
Now, all of a sudden, I just heard about you. And now, I've heard of the Andrews Sisters, let's face it. But,
Gosh, I hope so. We've been around forever,
yeah,
you know.
but Maxene Andrews, I didn't know you were clubs by yourself. I heard of Patty doing it.
Yes.
But not Maxene. Now,
No, I do mostly concerts.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I work all over the country.
Uh-huh.
As a matter of fact, I just came back from Holland
Uh-huh.
doing a concert.
How is it there? Isn't it nice people?
Oh, I love Holland, but the weather was brutal. It was cold and windy and rainy, and of course, I wanted to see the tulips.
Tell me something. Your songs, Maxene, all by
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
Now, what kind of songs are you doing? Are you doing this the old songs like with the Andrews Sisters?
No, I did in this this album of mine. I did the just a few of the old songs because that's what people expect.
Right.
But I wanted to do songs from the great composers. You know, Irving Berlin.
Ooh, great.
And Cole Porter, because as when the trio was going, there were a lot of the songs by those composers we weren't able to do. You know, they just wanted us to do happy songs.
Right.
And
They didn't really want you to do sad songs,
no,
did they?
no,
The Andrews Sisters,
no,
huh?
no.
You were out there
Just
bubbling
get up
around,
and-
right?
Right.
You know, out in the fields with all those military boys, huh?
And the fingers up.
The finger up.
you
Tell me
know.
about the days of military. I love it. You know, I worked in the military too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I worked in Okinawa and Manila and Hong Kong and
Oh, they were wonderful.
Saigon. Yeah.
They were wonderful because the boys were so wonderful and so appreciative, and we went overseas for we went to North Africa and Italy for about 2.5 months, and the boys couldn't have been nicer. It was wonderful because you know you'd worked 35,000 guys
Right.
in one swoop, and they'd be hanging off of telephone poles and up in trees, and it was just great.
Paramount. Got to ask you that question. Paramount Studios. Tell me
Well,
about
we did one picture at Paramount with Bob Hope and Bing Crosby called Road to Rio.
Just one?
That was it. Then we did one at Warner Brothers, and then we did a whole mess of them, if I can use that expression,
Right.
at Universal.
Now, why am I thinking the Andrews Sisters Paramount Studios? Now, why? Why do I? Because of Bing Crosby, is that why?
Probably. You've made the association.
That's confused me. I thought Paramount
Yeah.
was the Andrews Sisters.
No,
lot.
we did the
Universal,
Abbott
huh?
and Costello. We did the Abbott and Costello pictures at Universal, and then we did. Oh gosh, we did quite a few on our own. I don't talk about those though.
Right. Bing Crosby.
Oh well, Bing was. I'll never forget the day that Mr. Jack Kapp, who was the president and founder of Decca Records, had called us and asked us if we'd like to. How would we feel about recording with Bing? Well, of course, when we were kids, you know, that's how we got started because Bing sang with the Boswell sisters.
Right.
And so the Andrews sisters wanted to sing like the Boswell sisters.
The Boswell Sisters came first.
That's right.
And then the Andrews Sisters.
They opened up the door for all of us.
Yeah, right.
You know, they really changed. They really changed the music and the harmonies. However, we were the first trio, the first harmony group ever to move, to dance and move around, and because so much of it came just natural. See, we never learned to read music, so everything we did was just music that we felt and harmonies that we heard in our heads, I guess. So I remember the day I walked into the studio, and there was Bing. And I think that I don't think the three of us, I think we were in such awe of this man that I don't even think we said hello. But he was great to work with. He spoiled us for everyone else. because when we go in to record, and in those days, you know, you didn't have those great boards. You had 4 knobs, an engineer and 4 knobs and 4 mics. And you worked on a big green wax. And if you popped a P or you made an S sound that made the needle jump, you started all over again.
I see.
But with Bing, sometimes we wouldn't do more than 1 take
Very
of a
professional,
song.
wasn't he?
Oh, he was wonderful.
He knew exactly what he wanted, didn't he?
Wonderful.
Yeah. Maxine, tell me something. Children? You
I
have
have
any?
3.
You do?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's terrible when you say children. They're not.
They're not children now.
They're adults now.
yeah,
but mothers always say, "I have children."
You have
But
3?
they're wonderful. Yes.
Are they in the business?
One is here, and 2 are living up in Salt Lake City.
Are there any of them in business at all?
No,
No?
no, none of them. Well, one is, but not as performing.
I see.
And no, the other 2. My other daughter is an artist, and my son is just getting over the fact that maybe he doesn't have a rich mother and a rich father, so he finally found a job.
I see.
He's working.
Maury Amsterdam. He wrote a song, and you girls made it famous.
He brought us.
That's it.
Maury brought us rum and Coca-Cola.
Right.
And it was very interesting with rum and Coca-Cola. We, I think it sold, in a period of about 5 or 6 months, it sold like 7 million records.
Really? In those days, that was a lot.
And yes, because it was during the wartime, and shellac was very hard to get.
Maxine, the military you work for all over the world, right? I
Right.
mean, you girls, the Andrews sisters,
Right.
you know. Did Ben go overseas too?
Yes, he did.
He did go over.
Yes. As a matter of fact, when we were, when our turn came up to go, we were so sure that we were going with Crosby that when we were outfitted at Sears, at Saks Fifth Avenue, it was, they made our uniforms. And so we were so sure we were going with Bing, who was then in Germany, that they outfitted us in the heavy woolens, the scratchy type.
Yes, yes.
And so where did they take us? But our first stop was Casablanca, North Africa. And we were there for 3 days. And then, of course, we hopped over to Naples, Italy. And we stayed in Italy for the rest of the time. We worked every place in
Now,
Italy.
Casablanca, you're saying something. We had bases in Casablanca at the time? I
Sure,
didn't know
don't you remember? That was the big...
that
wasn't that the big conference with... they stayed at the Alpha... What was the name of the hotel in Casablanca?
I don't remember, but I didn't know we had bases. I know we have bases all over the world, but Casablanca, I didn't know we had bases at that time.
Oh, yes.
We did, huh?
Yes.
I see.
We sure did. That was the first time we worked for 35,000 men.
35,000. You seem happy today. Are you happy?
I'm always happy.
Are you happy?
Yes, of course.
What makes you happy, Maxine?
Grateful to be alive. See, about 3.5 years ago, I had a very severe heart attack.
Oh.
And less than 2 years ago, I had a 4-way bypass. And I'm very grateful to the Lord for giving me this extra time. So I can't complain.
That's why you're happy, I see. You know, what do you think of the young singers today, Maxine? Do we have any sister acts out there? I mean, the Pointer Sisters?
Well, you have the Pointer Sisters, who are wonderful. As far as the popular singers, I think Anne Murray is wonderful. I think that she reminds me of Patti Page. I think Anne Murray is the Patti Page of this
the 80s?
generation.
Yeah. She is, you're right, I agree.
And of course you have Barry Manilow. See, if you notice, I pick out singers who sing the melodies. The other stuff I don't understand.
I see. No, sister acts, brother acts. Do you have?
I don't know any others. You know, in our time, we had great groups. We had the Modernaires, the King Sisters.
Right.
We had, oh gosh, you're really testing my memory now.
That's right.
Skip, that
Maxine,
isn't fair.
this is your new album.
Yes.
And it's Maxine.
It's
This is called
Maxene
Maxine
Andrews Sisters.
Andrews Sisters. Well, we can get this at the stores, huh? All over.
Yes.
It's out now. These are all the great songs you did. Oh, Don't Sit Under the Apple Tree. What a song. I love that.
Well,
that's a great song.
See, that happens to be quite a favorite with
the audience,
with my peers. And
I'm your peerless darling.
and also...
I'll screw Bruce.
Also,
Bruce, that is. That's all right. Go ahead.
Bruce is too young.
He's not young. You're going to meet him.
You know how Bruce grew up? He grew up watching Abbott and Costello.
That's right.
How he
We're
knows
going to
me.
talk about that. That's right.
Sure.
He
sat in front of his television
and watching
said as
Abbott, Lou Costello, and
little
the
precocious
and the
kid,
Andrews sisters. That's
right?
We're going to bring him on right now.
Good.
He, matter of fact, started on my talent showcase. I have a showcase here in town. And Bruce first came to town. He was on my showcase, and he's a very funny young man. Bruce Smirnoff, would you come up here and say hello to... Just do what you want, and I'm going to also introduce the lovely lady who does memories and cats.
Oh, how wonderful.
Wonderful
What a great
stars.
song that is.
Isn't it great? This is the lady who's responsible for it and makes it happen that evening. How are you, darling?
Well, I'm fine. How are
Kim
you?
Criswell. This is Maxene Andrews.
Hello, Kim. How are you?
And Bruce.
Hi, how does this go? It goes
Just
on, all right.
clipping on, Bruce. How are you, Bruce? God, you're big for
How
12,
are
Bruce,
you?
this afternoon. How you doing?
Great.
So
It's a
tell
pleasure to be here. This is great. This is some studio, huh, that we came into.
I
Oh,
think it's some studio.
Oh, it's all
bookie-
right now.
it's like a
Don't make
bookie
fun
joint
of
in
my
the front.
studio
Oh,
now.
it's all right.
Stop it.
I put $5 on the Yankees before I came here. Huh?
Tell me something, Kim Criswell. I Got to Know. Memories. That song. That's the hit song of the show.
Yes.
Now, how long have you been with the show? Ever since it opened here at Schubert? Or?
Yes, it's been close to a year and a half. In fact, I think last night I was counting on the way over here. I think it was my 550th show last night.
That's wonderful.
That's
I think-
wonderful.
Oh!
That's
What an easy way to get a
yeah,
applause.
that's lovely. Lovely. And you do that song just beautifully.
Well, thank
It's-
you.
It's a very interesting show, I must say. I
Well,
really-
it's certainly like nothing else.
Yeah, that's what I'll use the word interesting, but I do like the music in the show. Bruce,
Hi.
I haven't seen you since
About 10 minutes ago before we started the
But
show.
you just got back from where? Bruce?
Australia.
You were in.
I was in Australia.
Isn't
Yeah?
that great?
Terrific
What a great
down there.
place.
Wonderful place, and the people down there are great people in Australia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They're they do two things down there. They drink beer and they vomit on the sidewalk. That's all they do down there. I have never seen a population of human beings. They drink and they drop. That's it. They pass out from
They do-
alcohol down
they-
there.
they
But they're
do.
nice people.
Yeah, they are. They're.
You catch them before they pass out. They're
But
nice
Americans
people.
were that way, Bruce, years ago.
We still
I
have
mean,
that problem here.
But Americans were 50 years ago. They were a bunch of drunks.
Do you know what they
and
would say in London?
What, Joey?
Right after the war? They would say if you lined up 12 men at a bar in London, they could tell you which ones at the bar were the Americans, because they were the first ones to fall on their face.
That's right. That's right. They're a bunch of drunks. They really are. We're noted for that. We were the ones. Australian after. It's true. Kim Criswell, tell me, where are you from, darling?
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. She's a
Yes.
Southern girl.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. And how did you get into the show business? Tell us about yourself.
Oh, well, I don't know. I always sang. When I was 5 years old, I was standing up in church and singing, which is where all good Southern girls start singing in church.
Uh-huh.
And I did all the high school plays. I always did the lead in the play. And I started working at a theme park, Six Flags Over Georgia, in the stage show when I was 15. So that was the experience. I started to become, sort of by accident, more and more professional. I was working in more and more professional situations. Then I went to college in Cincinnati and got a degree in musical theater.
Uh-huh.
And then I went to New York, because
And
after you
that's-
get that, that's where you go. There's nothing else to do with a musical theater degree.
That's right. Is that true, Maxine? New York is the place to go.
Yeah, well, yes, definitely.
It's for our show business.
That's right.
Bruce, you? How about you?
I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
No, you're not, Bruce.
You are not. I would have seen you.
Bruce, where are you from? You're right. I
I would have
agree.
seen him walking around. I
I'm
would have
from
noticed it.
Fairfield, Connecticut, which is like about 60 miles outside of New
Right.
York. Did you play the circuit? You might have played Bridgeport.
I
That
did
was the
Bridgeport a
closest,
lot, many years, many times,
yeah.
many times. The Italian club there, I can't remember, but years
Yeah.
ago.
I went to college in Boston,
Uh-huh.
and I went to Boston University. I graduated there in 1978 with a degree in film production,
Uh-huh.
and then I came to Hollywood, and I immediately got a job at Photomat as soon as I got here. You know?
Wow.
Photomat.
Photomat.
That's impressive.
It's very impressive.
But you did start at the Comedy Store.
No, I never did start there. You know where I started? Let me have some Chernobyl water. Hold on.
Okay, Bruce. Where did you start?
I started with you.
with my
I have
showcase.
to. This is this man. Look at this man. If it wasn't for this man,
look at him.
I would have absolutely. I have no career as it is, but I would have little of no career of what I have right now because
Right,
of this man.
that's right.
No one would put me on. They didn't think I was funny. You're the only person that thought I
I
was
thought
funny.
I did.
And now to this day, I can say I'm out of work because of this man.
Yeah, but Mitzi gets credit for it because it's a Comedy Store.
Oh, well, that's a great club.
It's a
and so
great
is
club.
the
No.
other club that
Yeah.
begins with a I. What is, yeah, that's that other club, the
Bud
Improv,
Freeman,
right,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a great club, too.
It is, it is, it is.
But Skip, you run, listen, I've seen, look at some of the, you know, you got to
Good
take
talent.
credit for some of the people you've put into this business. Harry Fisher, everyone knows Harry Fisher. Sam Johnson, Sam is a name, a legend in Vegas he's opening now.
Is he funny or not?
Can I ask you a question?
You may ask me.
Because
but-
I used
gonna
to
ask
watch
about
you when I, you know, with the Abbott and Costello.
Abbott's
What were they like to work with? Because I've read all the books and everything, but I just wanted to
Well,
tell
they
me
were-
one thing that you,
they were wonderful.
yeah,
Our favorite, of course, was Lou.
yeah.
He
And,
was everybody's favorite. He really was. Everybody's
Well,
favorite.
I can say it now because it's common knowledge, but Bud was an alcoholic, and so he stayed pretty much to himself. He was a great, great straight man. I never thought Lou was as funny as he was without Bud.
Oh, I see.
But Lou was wonderful. He was a great family man, and we used to go over on, see, our mother and father always traveled with us.
Ah.
And so on weekends, we used to go over to Lou and Ann's house.
In the valley, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when the kids were real little. And have barbecues and watch movies, because he had a theater built on a wing on the house, and we could go in there and watch
Right.
movies. But Lou was wonderful.
He
But
was
I
always-
thought the team was great.
Yes, yes, as a team, yes.
They
But
say
we
he was
really
very
liked him.
gregarious, and he was
He
like,
was.
he would make everybody happy on the set and everything.
Right.
Is that true he gambled all his money? You know,
I
he has-
don't, I
he has-
don't, I don't know. I don't know that whether he did. I knew that he carried a lot of money on him, and when we were making the pictures on the set, they had the boys had a big trailer,
Yes.
and there were just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that were allowed in there. They were 5 gamblers, including Lou and Bud, and they used to sit and play poker,
Yes, yes.
but like for $30,000 and $40,000
Well, do you
a
have any
pot.
facts and figures how much he gambled away? This is what you really want to know, isn't
I
it?
have
No,
no
no,
idea.
no.
In money.
Not
You want to know
really.
millions, trillions, how much? He wants to get right to the dirt
Now,
here.
his daughter wrote a book.
I know. I read the same
Yes.
book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, and she's done the show. She's a singer.
Chris,
she was a singer,
yes,
Chris.
yeah.
And she worked my
She's a
showcase.
singer?
She was.
Yeah.
She's worked at E Little
Chris
Club when I had the
Costello.
What'd she
showcase.
come out? How you doing? Hey, I'm bad. What did you know?
She was very good.
Very
She
good.
was-
No, I love her because
think
she
she's-
sings 40s music.
Yes, she
She's
does.
great.
Yes, yes, yes. Do you sing 40s music?
Oh, sure, I love 40s
You-
music.
You do?
Yes.
You have an act. You do, or just in
I have
Carlos
an
and
act. He opened for me.
Oh, did I bomb?
You were at Carlos
Oh,
and
now,
Charlie
come on.
together.
Yes, we were.
Oh, you were opening act.
I was her opening act.
was my opening
They
act.
stared at me like I was a painting hanging on the wall at the Museum Metropolitan of Art.
The audience was that.
No, they just wanted her. She's tremendous. When they announced
They were-
Kim Criswell, the place swooned, and they said Bruce Smirnoff. People said check, and that was it.
Not true.
This funny, and I can't get a job in this town. Can you believe this? I don't understand.
Tell me something. I got to know your act. How much? An hour? Just a whole hour show?
It's about an hour, yeah.
What's your material? What's
Mostly original. I'm not really interested terribly. I mean, I didn't write it. I don't write.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not terribly interested in doing songs that somebody else has already made famous because what's
Right.
the point?
Yes.
I'd rather go out and find new songs and see what can be done with those.
uh-huh.
And some old stuff. I did a couple of old standards
Mm-hmm.
and a few show things. Not too many because that I think that gets tedious
Yeah.
to go see a Broadway performer sing a bunch of Broadway songs from shows that they didn't get cast in.
Yes, yes. Tell me something.
Yes.
Who is your favorite singer? Who do you?
Who is my favorite singer?
Who is your favorite?
I have more than one.
You do?
Yes. Everybody loves Barbra Streisand. I do too. I think she's amazing. She's phenomenal. I like Linda Ronstadt. I like, who else do I like? Oh, if I forget anybody, they'll kill me.
Do you dance also, Ken?
Yes.
You do dance in the show?
Not, well, I dance a little bit. I don't
little.
dance like they dance.
Is that a hard show to do? It seems like a hard
Oh, it's a killer. Not for me necessarily. I have a fairly easy part. I mean, it's emotionally difficult, but it's not physically difficult.
The makeup in that show. Oh, it must take hours to have made up in that show.
Oh, honey, we got it to a science now. It's about 15
Really?
minutes, 20
15?
minutes. Sure.
Have you seen the show?
I saw it in London.
You did?
Yes.
The makeup, it would take a long time. First, how long did it take at the beginning of the show?
About an hour, and now
did?
it's down. Now I can get there a half an hour before the show and be just fine.
Right on. Really?
Yeah.
That's
Oh, sure.
wonderful. Isn't that great?
They have cats in Australia while I was there.
Yeah,
there
they
were
do.
people like laying passed out in front of the theater. They were drinking, and they tried to
Cats.
make it in, but they couldn't. But you know, it was running down there.
Bruce.
What?
Tell me something.
My favorite singer?
No.
Okay.
Your comic.
My favorite comic? I have a few. I like Jackie Mason is a very favorite of mine. A lot of people know who he is. People these days may not. His exposure is not that big. Don Rickles, Joan Rivers, I love. There's a lot of, you know, those are like my three. Robert Klein, I love Robert Klein.
You were a businessman before.
No, absolutely not.
Is that untrue?
No, my family was in the hotel business, but I was selling clothing at like 16, and then I got into this at 18. And,
Oh, you
and
got
I'm
into
29
business?
now.
Oh, I see.
So I've been doing this 11 years.
I see.
11 and a half years.
I see. You've done the Merv Griffin show how many times?
Once.
Once? Is
Once. And I'll be lucky if I get asked back. I did it like way back in 1958, you know, and I've been waiting by the phone for him to call me back, but no.
Where are you working next? Where would we be working?
I'm going to, I'm going up to Salt Lake City to visit my children.
Can I come?
Please do.
I got nothing
need
planned.
a few
Bring your
laughs.
skis.
And then I'm going to New York.
Okay.
I'll go to New York in July. They're doing a lot of concerts in the park around the country, and that's what I'll be doing this summer.
Concerts around the park.
Yeah.
Interesting. Isn't that great?
It's fun.
You're enjoying doing a one-woman show, huh?
Oh, very much. I loved working with my sisters. I mean, problems or no problems.
Yes.
Because I loved
I'm not
them,
going to ask you those
you know.
problems. I had her on my show.
Did you?
Yes. and
She said
Patty
nice
was
things
wonderful.
about me.
I did not ask her about you, and I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to bring that up. That's all. I just think it's.
Good.
I think that's whatever it happened. It happened.
Let's
right?
leave my sisters out of this, too.
Exactly.
Because they don't want to talk about
Want to
me.
talk about my sister?
How big is your family, darling?
I have a sister and a brother.
You do. Are they in the business at all?
No.
No.
I'm the
Do you-
only one.
Tell me, do you like California? Do you like New York better?
It's, you know, it's funny. I'm getting so used to being here, and the lifestyle is certainly not too shabby. You know, when you roll out of bed and go flop into the pool, that's really hard to deal with. Going back to New York, I don't think I'll be able to do that there.
But you are leaving the show. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure exactly, but I believe I will be.
Since you've been here, have you been approached for films?
Nah.
You're very beautiful.
I'm making a movie.
Look at
Are
that.
you? Yeah, in your
this-
basement. I
I wish
know.
the
I've heard
camera-
about you guys.
I wish the camera would get a close-up on this girl's eyes. No, I'm serious,
beautiful.
Cam. You've got absolutely
Shall I cross
gorgeous...
them?
No, this way, Cam. It's the
Oh.
eyes, darling, not the mouth. You got beautiful eyes.
Thank you.
Your eyes, what color are they?
They're green.
They're really green.
They're real
Cats all
green,
have green
yeah.
eyes. Didn't you know that?
They're just gorgeous eyes.
Well, thank you.
Just lovely. I love the way you do memories. It was just...
Oh, thanks. Well, you know, if you've only got one song, you got to crank it out. That's what I say. The next show I do, I want 2 songs. That's it. No more this one song stuff.
Are you plans for a show next when you get back to New York?
Oh, who knows? You never know in this business. I really, what I'm really trying to push my way into, in a way, is the recording business. I think that's something I'd love to do.
Is that it? To get recording, isn't it?
Oh,
would you
listen,
say?
if you get a hit record, that's it.
That's right.
That makes it, doesn't it?
Of
I think
course.
so.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Still
what I'd
today,
like.
right?
Yes.
Still today, the records, because that is.
Sure.
How about the videos today? How about a video? Would you like to do a video?
A video of what? You mean like a video of a song?
Yes.
Sure. I mean, it
That's-
sort of goes with it now.
It goes-
I don't think you can have a hit
You
record
can do
without
it with
doing
it.
a video.
How about you, Maxine? Would you like to do a
No,
video? You wouldn't?
no, I'm doing just what I
You're
want to
happy
do
with
now.
what you're doing.
That's it.
I see.
I have no aspirations for anything else.
Universal. Who is your favorite producer at Universal? Director? As a director, who is
I
one
hope
of your
they're all
favorites?
listening. None.
None?
Ooh. None.
You had no favorite?
No.
I see.
As a matter of fact, I can honestly say, because I'm not looking for anything,
Right.
I hated the studio. I hated working there.
I love Universal. It's number one, my favorite.
What?
Me, I love it.
He wants to get work.
MGM, my
I'll tell you
favorite
what.
also.
Why?
I'll give you
Yeah.
Universal.
You
Don't
heard
come-
it.
Don't come to me with your troubles, though.
Universal is tough, huh?
Well, at least in those days, and I hear it's still the same. They were cheap, and it was terrible. They
That's
were.
right.
They were.
That's not what I heard.
They would. Do you know one thing they would do to us?
What, Jeremy?
When our picture started making money for them,
Yes.
they decided that we weren't going to have any wardrobe made
Right.
special for the 3 girls. So they would take us up to the extras department and pick out 3 lights.
Yes, uh-huh.
And had them fit for the 3 of us. We never got any special wardrobe.
I bring my own dress. I come prepared.
I mean, that's where, you know, that
Uh-huh.
they would do things like that. It was awful.
I
It was
see.
really very difficult working there.
At Universal.
And I found a small clause in our contract. We had a 7-year contract, and I
Yes.
found a small clause, and we were to do 17 pictures or 7 years. And my sisters and I just had it up to here.
I see.
So, in going through I saw that after we were on our four and a half years.
Yes.
And it said, I found that little clause that I didn't know. We were already doing our 17th picture.
Oh, my.
So I just went in with our manager and announced that to Mr. Kelly that we were through. We were.
How many pictures did you do, dear, altogether, the Andrews sisters?
Oh, about 22, I think, something like that.
Nice.
Most of them were at Universal.
They weren't. They were, what, 22? But
Can I get those remaining 2.5 years on that
Yes,
contract?
you can. Yes, you
Can we
can.
find a new clause?
Maxene, tell me. Maxene Andrews, are you writing a book right now?
I have.
You have?
Yes.
Already?
Yes.
It's out now?
No.
It's good.
No.
It's all finished?
No. Yes, almost finished.
Almost. You are
Yes,
writing. I
yes.
see. I see. Is it a hot book?
See.
Tell me.
Is it a hot book?
Is it,
No.
hot? No.
No.
Is it
we
real?
We didn't live hot lives.
The Andrews sisters did, no, I don't mean it that way. I meant, is it gossipy of
No.
Hollywood? Or?
No.
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 Okay. Okay.
No, because we didn't. Well, actually, we didn't live that way. I've told you that our mother and father always traveled with us.
I see.
And when we performed, we were the Andrews sisters, and when we went home, we were just the kids.
Just ordinary, yes.
You know,
yes,
so
yes.
it sort of kept our feet on the ground.
Yes.
And
I see.
But we didn't mix much with the Hollywood crowd.
Bruce,
What? I'm writing a book.
About
what is
Australia?
it called?
No, it's called Who Cares?
Who cares? True. About Hollywood.
No, about just who cares in general. No,
I
I'm
see.
kidding. What?
Tell me something.
I'll tell you
I
whatever
got
you
it.
want.
Where
to know.
you be working next? Where you be coming to work? Where are you
What am I, a
preparing?
psychic? I'm supposed to figure this out?
You don't know yet?
I play a lot in town, if you're living in Los Angeles, at Carlos and Charlie's. Also in New York. I go to New York about 4 or 5 times a year.
You do?
I play at Dangerfield, so
Oh,
that's
that's
like
right.
my
That's
favorite
a great
club
place.
in New York. And here I play your place, La Mondrian Hotel, Sundays and Mondays, and Carlos and Charlie's, and whoever allows me on
So
their
you're
stage.
really working. That's great.
Yeah, I work
Bruce.
every night at least,
One-
once a night.
A
yeah.
comic, a young comic like yourself
Yeah.
should get out there.
Got to.
Keep working,
yeah.
right?
You see, that's why I'm also an actor, and I have friends who are actors, but they're not comics, and I feel bad for them because the only thing they can do to keep working is go practice in classes, which is okay, but when you're on stage every night, and you know your room can be very difficult sometimes. It's always a learning experience, you know, to go out there and wake them up and stuff like that. So.
That's true, isn't it? You were in that
leaves
club.
me
You
alone.
saw it.
Yes,
Yeah, working clubs is kind of a learning experience out there. You never,
Absolutely. And I think working as a stand-up
but as a singer, as yourself, yes.
Little baby llama and the zoo. Now the llamas come from Lima, and the zoo is where they went. They were looking for Peru, but they're happy in the zoo, 'cause the llamas had a blessed evening. Mama llama loves Papa llama and